What's up, everybody? It's MJ with Planet Nerd here, where we talk about movies, games, comics, and TV. Today, we have some breaking news. It's pretty sizzling hot, so you're gonna have to break out the frying pan. It looks like Doctor Doom is gonna be making his very first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know about you, but I think it's about time. Before we jump into the story, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on this video, as well as subscribing with notifications on, that would mean the absolute world to me. However, let's not waste another second of your time and roll right into this one. Alright, so before we jump into the main article over here on Screen Rant by Nicholas Raymond, shouts out to him for providing some awesome information. I want to go to this article on comicbookmovie.com that gives us a little background information on something Kevin Feige leaked last year. It says, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Kevin Feige teases unexpected character debuts. If we go a little bit further, it says, according to Kevin Feige, fans won't be able to guess the characters set to make their debut in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In addition, Feige has been trying to get these mystery characters into the MCU for a while, and it's thanks to the Multiverse of Madness's tone that he's finally able to do so. Now, I think we can take two main things from this article right here. Number one is going to be the tone. Number two is going to be the fact that Kevin Feige mentions he's been wanting to get them in there for a while. Now, if we go over the tone first, I think that leads us straight to Doctor Doom, because the tone of the Multiverse of Madness being directed by Sam Raimi is going to be a little darker, a little grittier, maybe a little more doomy, a little more gloomy. Now, that's a pun for you, but if we go back to the serious part, I think that it really is going to be something that allows us to focus in on Doctor Doom, even if it's just at an end credit scene. Because of Sam Raimi's direction, he could do something totally insane with the witchcraft elements between Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom. I mean, heck, they both have Doctor in their name, so if that doesn't lead you to believe that they're going to be in the same movie, I don't know what does. But no, just kidding. All jokes aside, let's go to the other point here. I think it's interesting that he points out that it's a character that he's wanted to add to the MCU for a while now. If it's somebody that Disney or Marvel already had the rights to, why couldn't Kevin Feige just throw him in? Now, to play devil's advocate, of course, maybe perhaps it was a character that wouldn't fit the storyline or something like that, but let's be real, I believe that it's because it was something that was owned by Fox, a character that perhaps is part of the X-Men or the Fantastic Four that they did previously not have the rights to, and now that he does, they can implement them into these future Phase 4 movies. Now, to me, that's the best guess. Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your ideas on what characters you think are going to be premiered in the Multiverse of Madness. Also, let me know what you think about Sam Raimi being the director and how crazy it would be if Spider-Man showed up in this movie. However, let's get right into the main article. Doctor Strange 2 has a mystery Marvel character. Who it could be. Now, if we jump into the article, it says, directed by Sam Raimi, Doctor Strange 2 is already bringing in one surprising character, but it's one that already exists in the MCU, Scarlet Witch. Based on the title of the highly anticipated sequel, which has been delayed to 2022, the movie is likely to encompass several different dimensions and timelines, making it possible for Marvel to incorporate a wide variety of major and obscure heroes and villains. But who is this mystery character mentioned by Kevin Feige? As noted, there are multiple options, but fortunately, Feige's comments have narrowed it down at least a bit. So Victor Von Doom is a character Marvel surely intends to use at some point, Nicholas says, with the exception being that Marvel will save him for its Fantastic Four reboot, which was confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, the same year that Kevin Feige made these comments about the mysterious character. Now look, Doctor Doom's inclusion would make sense, considering that he both has a lot of ties to Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch in the comics. Doom is one of Marvel's brightest minds, but he also shares an interest in the magical arts. His use of magic has brought him into conflict with the Sorcerer Supreme in the past. Now, the article does go on to name a few other characters they think might be showing up in the Multiverse of Madness. One is going to be Captain Britain, as well as Namor the Submariner. I don't think those two are really going to be showing up. In my opinion, they don't have enough clout and aren't popular enough characters, but who knows, because the MCU is in a weird place at this point. They do list two other ones, though, that I strongly do believe could be contenders, one being Galactus and the other one being Kang the Conqueror. I don't know about you, I am personally a huge fan of the Young Avengers, at least the initial run. I think it was a great take on the futuristic side of the Avengers after the run with Michael Bendis and how the Avengers got dismantled and everything, so I really think that's a great comic issue, and I love Hulkling and all the characters in there, as well as Kang the Conqueror showing up as Iron Lad. If they put Kang the Conqueror in this movie, the Multiverse of Madness, that would be just a way to open so many many doors. How many more doors could you open with a multiverse? But I mean, there really could be. There's already time travel. So Kang the Conqueror traveling between times, becoming emperors and conquering different lands and different people, and then eventually maybe even showing up to start the Young Avengers. For non-comic readers, that could be an excellent plot, to have Kang the Conqueror show up as the villain and Iron Lad show up and simultaneously put them against each other as foe and foe. That would be something that I think would really get moviegoers into the theater, especially now that the theater's been closed for so long. They're gonna be begging for something. So that would be a great little sneak peek if they somehow dropped Kang the Conqueror into the Multiverse of Madness. But I think Galactus would also be a great addition, because Dormammu was the last villain of Doctor Strange 1. So if you're already gonna have this interdimensional being that Doctor Strange is going to fight with the magic, I don't think you would bring that back down to a character like Doctor Doom. If you're gonna have Doctor Strange fight anybody after Dormammu, I think you might have to go up to Galactus. That might be against the point that I'm trying to make here, but personally I think Doctor Doom is just a little bit more likely, because Galactus feels a little bit more to me like the Thanos of this phase. Galactus is somebody that maybe comes along with the Silver Surfer and introduces the X-Men and Fantastic Four and that side of the comics, where here we have the first little creak of the door opening with Doctor Doom in the Multiverse of Madness. That way it's not maybe his main villain, but it could be the end credit scene or somebody that he teams up with along the way just to help out to fight the villain of this movie. Now, who really knows? With Sam Raimi directing this and the multiverse being an option, there are endless possibilities that they could honestly take with this movie. If you ask me, I think Doctor Doom's the best one, but I want to know what you guys have to say. What do you think would be the best move for the MCU to take and the best character for them to implement in the Multiverse of Madness? For me, I think Doctor Doom's gonna have to be number 1 on the list. Kang the Conqueror is gonna be at a close second, and Galactus is definitely number 3. I think Galactus is gonna have to be implemented a little later in the phase, like I said earlier though. Kang the Conqueror, I love him. Like I said, the Young Avengers are great. Doctor Doom, I think, is the best way to crack that door open a little, to bring in all the characters that Disney just got from Fox. Now, I'm gonna wrap that up here, guys. I was just super excited for this news. I want to say shouts out to Nicholas Raymond again for the awesome article, as well as to all of you for watching. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on this video, as well as subscribing with notifications on, that would mean the absolute world to me. I try to keep you guys updated with all the latest news in games, movies, comics, and TV. My name is MJ with Planet Nerd. Thank you for watching.